Look at the sheer volume of a modern Indian election. Hundreds of millions of voters navigate a system where massive national governments must coexist with fiercely independent regional political parties. Keeping a landmass this massive and culturally distinct under a single system is historically difficult. For most of the past 2 millennia, the subcontinent struggled to maintain unity without eventually splintering. To understand how the country governs itself today, view its history as a pendulum. Power has historically swung in wide arcs between sweeping, centralized empires and dozens of competing regional kingdoms. The modern republic represents a deliberate effort to stabilize these competing forces through a specific political design. Thousands of years ago, the subcontinent was deeply divided. Political power was split among 16 independent regional territories, known as the Mahajanapadas. The first major swing toward the center arrived with the Maurya Empire. Emperor Ashoka managed to thread nearly the entire region into a single administrative system. This centralization set the stage for the Gupta period. The resulting political stability produced an era of wealth in art and science, often cited as India's golden age. During the Middle Ages, the Delhi Sultanate and the Mughal Empire built massive state architectures and complex tax systems to govern the territory from a central capital. However, these empires relied on the absolute power of the throne. When a ruling dynasty weakened, the pendulum crashed back into regional infighting and local power struggles. In the 18th century, the British East India Company exploited this exact cycle. As Mughal authority decayed, the company played local kings against one another to expand its influence. They converted these internal divisions into military control, securing decisive victories at the battles of Plassey and Buxar to seize the region's wealth. Following a massive uprising in 1857, the British Crown took direct control, establishing a centralized administration designed for resource extraction. This extraction eventually triggered a unified response. A shared demand for self-rule began to bridge regional divides that monarchs had previously only held together by force. Millions mobilized under the guidance of Mahatma Gandhi, who pioneered mass civil disobedience to challenge colonial rule. Simultaneously, revolutionary leaders like Subhas Chandra Bose and Badap Singh applied militant pressure against the British administration. After decades of sacrifice, the British administration yielded. India achieved independence on August 15, 1947. But independence arrived alongside a violent fracture, the partition of the subcontinent into India and Pakistan. This split proved that even with a unified independence movement, the threat of disintegration remained the country's most urgent challenge. In 1950, the country adopted its constitution, establishing a legal framework to manage the subcontinent's diversity and prevent further fracturing. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the document's chief architect, designed a system meant to balance centralized authority with democratic rights. This diagram shows how the system empowers a central union to maintain unity while defining state autonomy. When regional parties surged in power in the 1980s, challenging the center, this framework channeled the tension into the electoral process, peacefully resolving it at the ballot box. By incorporating regional identity into the national structure, the system has so far prevented the remaining union from suffering the same fate as earlier empires. It suggests that an ancient, diverse civilization can bind itself together through the ballot, achieving a stability that force alone could not sustain.